What the hell is this?
So after being delayed for almost a whole year, Sonic Rumble has finally come out. And people are already hating on this game, and I mean straight up dogging on it. From its somewhat repetitive gameplay style to its microtransactions, to its very annoying progression system to its microtransactions, to the fact that the game might be pay to win, to the fact that it has a battle pass. And also its really shitty microtransactions. Okay, you probably get the point already. People are very pissed off about the way Sega handled this game's monetization, especially when their previous mobile games, like Sonic Dash, also had these same terrible practices inside of it, along with their other very questionable price decisions in the past. Right now, the game sits at a very mixed score review on Steam, with some players saying that they enjoyed the game, and other players feeling that this may be the worst Sonic mobile game yet due to these terrible practices. But is this controversy enough to say that Sonic Rumble overall is a bad game, or is the Sonic community blowing this whole thing out of proportion? Well, that's what we're gonna find out. Now. So for anyone who hasn't had the chance yet to play Sonic Rumble, or doesn't know what the game is all about, it's a multiplayer party royale game with the focus centering around playing a bunch of random mini-games against online players to qualify and to be the last player standing. If that gameplay style sounds very familiar to any of you, then it's because you're likely thinking of Fall Guys, which seems to be the main inspiration for this game. Oh yeah, and by the way, the game is free to play currently on both mobile devices and Steam. Anyway, the core gameplay loop of this game is simple to understand. There are 3 rounds of minigames that you have to compete in, from racing to the finish, being one of the last survivors in the minigame, and collecting the most rings by the end of the match. Occasionally the game will also toss in some team-based minigames where you're paired up with some random group of players and have to work together with them in order to complete objectives before the enemy team does, but we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Each minigame has a limited number of players that they can allow to qualify. So you can guess what the goal is, right? It's to qualify, of course. Basically, if you place high enough in each minigame, you'll be able to qualify for the next round. However, if you don't place high enough, you'll be eliminated, and that'll be the end of your game.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
You can also pick up items in the match like shields, speed shoes, and attack items to give yourself an advantage. Simple, right? And that's all without bringing up the score bonus mechanic and skill system yet. Now you might be wondering why I said the gameplay was somewhat repetitive earlier in the video, and that's because, in my opinion anyway, it kinda is, or at least can be. The game is structured to have specific types of minigames occur at specific rounds. For example, the first round most of the time will be a race minigame, with the final round usually being a collect the rings minigame. And it's pretty rare for the more wacky ones like the movie shadow event or the team minigames to appear and shake up the gameplay. This essentially means that most of your sessions playing this game mode will start to feel kind of a bit samey after about 5 runs, so unless you're heavily invested in the main game mode, you're probably not going to be playing this game mode for very long. Oh yeah, notice how I said game mode? There are other game modes you can play inside of Sonic Rumble besides the standard ring survival mode. You can do quick rumble where instead of playing 3 rounds against players, the whole game is decided in 1 round with only 1 minigame. It's good for players who don't feel like playing a full session of the main game and just want to get some quick matches in. However, playing quick rumble does cost you these green tickets right here, and you can only get 3 of them per day, so yeah, you can't really play this game mode as much as the others. You also have the Star Challenge mode, which as the name implies, is this game's challenge mode, where you can play through every level of the game by yourself or with a party of 4 players, completing challenges on the stages to earn rewards. Those challenges in question are not too different from the main game's minigames, but you can use this mode as a practice ground to develop strategies for the real game if you want. Or if you're like me, and have that old Sonic itch to try speedrunning the levels for the fastest time, then this mode can at least satisfy those who crave that gameplay. I mean, it is a Sonic game after all, so it makes sense to have this here. Lastly, once you leveled up enough inside the game, you unlock co-op battles, an event where you can team up with players to fight against the event bosses, with the bosses occasionally rotating over time, and yeah, After fighting against the Mech Dragon boss, I can easily say that this is definitely the most repetitive game mode due to how lengthy this fight can feel, since you have to wait a lot before you can even attack the goddamn boss. This is especially true too if you're teamed up with players who don't consecutively attack the boss together, making the battle feel very drawn out and boring to play through. So because of that, I don't have my hopes high for the Death Egg Robot boss that's coming out soon. But overall, I will say that the gameplay of Sonic Rumble isn't all that bad. I actually had a fun time playing this game, both on stream and also while I was gathering footage for this video. The game has quite a huge selection of Sonic characters from across almost every medium of the franchise, with the game even having a few original characters within it as well. On top of that, the game also has quite a few stages from other Sonic games like Seaside Hill, City Escape, Final Rush, Sky Sanctuary, and even Lava Mountain, just to name a few. And the soundtrack for this game is surprisingly pretty solid for a Sonic mobile game. It uses a mix between instruments like horns and violins, creating a mix between jazz and orchestrals, similar to games like Sonic Lost Worlds and Sonic Colors. While most of the songs aren't that memorable, there were at least a few that stood out to me. In fact, some of the songs I've been using inside this video so far come from that game, like the Final Rush remix, or even the Sky Sanctuary remix. So for what it is, the gameplay is completely fine, even if I have a few grievances with it that I wish was patched out inside of some future updates. Plus the devs do plan on adding more content in the future, so all is well, right? Can we safely assume that this game has a bright future and just end off the video? Well, sadly the next topic we're about to cover might convince you otherwise. Alright, I've been nice enough to this game throughout the entire video, but it's about time to finally address the elephant inside the room, and the actual main reason why so many people are dogging on this game. The monetization in this game, to say the least, is very predatory, and I'm not just referring to the absurd price tag on some of the microtransactions. Oh no, we'll talk more about that in a bit. What I'm specifically referring to is how most of the time before and after a match, the game won't waste a second with a pop-up ad for some stupid starter pack bundles. And keep in mind that it does this a lot. I swear, sometimes I question if I actually downloaded a game or if I accidentally downloaded malware disguised as a game. Now technically, I should not be surprised that a mobile game of all things has these elements inside of them, since they're notorious for having some of the most outrageous business practices within the entire gaming community. But still, this is coming from Sega, a company that for the most part were pretty reasonable with their monetization and prices back in the day until now. Mind you, their previous Sonic mobile games like Sonic Dash never flashed me with a lot of random bundles when I started playing it again. So I don't think that there's much of an excuse for them doing this outside of trying to sucker players into throwing most of their money at them for some unknown reason. Unless this is secretly a donation page for a possible Sonic Frontiers 2, then that would make sense. Speaking of money, let's finally talk about the prices for those red rings. For those who don't know, red rings are this game's premium currency that's mainly used to buy cosmetics from the item shop, and as far as I'm concerned, there are only 3 ways to earn these red rings. You can complete some of the achievements in the game to earn some for free, you can also earn them in both the premium passes, or you can simply buy them with your own money. Keep in mind that 2 out of 3 options require you to actually spend money to get red rings, with the first option offering you the least red rings requiring you to grind obsessively for them, and the third option giving you the most but also being the most pricey, with some of the options asking you for $20 for 330 red rings and others asking you for $46 for 770 red rings. Now that doesn't sound bad at first until you realize that the average skin in this game costs around 700 red rings to get. This means that if you're planning to buy a skin, you have to spend nearly $50 and possibly $100 just to get one of them from the lineup before the item shop refreshes, which is just a dirty move. Even if this is a completely optional purchase, I shouldn't have to explain why having to spend this much money on an item is a scummy business practice, and it only adds on more to just how greedy this game is. It's also pretty disappointing to see Sega try and hustle people out of their money like this, especially towards some of the younger audience. You think that they learned from Nintendo when they tried to pull this stunt in Mario Kart Tour years ago, but it seems that the apple does not fall far from the tree when it comes to big companies trying to monetize their games. But at the end of the day, again, it's completely optional. I'm pretty sure most of us have full control over our wallets and have a lot of strong willpower to not buy something. If you don't want to spend a dime on the cosmetics, you don't have to. But hey, look at the bright side. At the very least, it's just cosmetics you're paying for. There's at least no pay-to-win mechanics inside the game. Right?
You? Me? You think this is funny? In a cosmic sort of way, yes. Well, Mr. Funny Man, is this how you get your sick kicks? What? It's just an ordinary Krabby. Oh my goodness!
So before we start this section of the video, let me make it clear that at the time of recording this, that I cannot 100% confirm whether Sonic Rumble has any pay-to-win elements inside of it, as the meta of the gameplay hasn't been fully solved yet. On top of that, some of the gameplay elements that people claim are pay-to-win antics are just misunderstandings, while some of the other gameplay elements does make me question if there is pay-to-win elements inside this game. So for now, we'll just go over some of the systems people are suspicious of and see if they do fall underneath that umbrella, but I'll still leave it up to you guys to decide whether or not this game is pay to win. Let's start off by talking about the first gameplay element that most people are suspicious of, and that's the score bonus mechanic. I brought it up earlier in the video but haven't fully explained it yet, and in all honesty, it's not that hard to understand. Basically, every single time you purchase or earn any skins or buddy items in the game, you increase the percent of your score bonus, and depending on which ones you get will change how much your percentage will increase. Now, the common misconception you hear about this mechanic is that it increases your overall score in a match to make getting first place easier for people that bought some of the cosmetics, on top of giving them other in-game advantages, but this is simply not true. Really, all a score bonus does is increase the score you earn after a match to increase your chances of earning more rewards. Additionally, it makes completing some of the request missions easier and increases your rank progression on the leaderboard, but that's it. As far as I researched and played with the game, the score bonus does not offer any in-match advantages to people who buy or earn these cosmetic items and does not determine if you win a game or not. It's simply there to just offer people who care a better chance at earning more seasonal rewards. Rewards that are optional and don't offer any competitive advantage. Hopefully I was able to clear up that confusion, but anyway, let's move on to the next suspicion that people have about the game that might be a little more reasonable. The skill system. Inside of Sonic Rumble, you also have the option to equip up to 2 skills on your character, which allows them to perform certain actions within the match. Some of these actions can involve you attacking opponents and knocking the rings out of them, while others are more so evasive skills to avoid getting hit, or giving you a small boost in a race, etc. It is also important to note that there are certain skills that only specific characters can perform. For example, Tails' breakthrough skill that absorbs the rings around him, and Knuckles' burrow skill that he did at the start of Sonic 3 the video game. So this system at least gives you a reason to choose certain characters in this game. And of course, to unlock the skills in this game, you need to spend skill points on them within the skill shop, which are points that can be earned as a possible reward at the end of matches. Now, the thing that makes others, and mainly me, suspect that this system could have pay-to-win elements inside of it is the fact that players have the option to purchase skill points, which is already a huge red flag. Granted that with enough grinding and time, any free-to-play player can earn enough skill points to purchase skills free of charge, but still, if you wanted to, you can pay for the skills with your own money, even skills that might be better than others. It's bad enough that new players will already be at a disadvantage in Sonic Rumble since you don't even unlock skills and the skill shop at the start of the game. You have to first rank up to rank C and B before you can even earn your first set of skills and unlock the shop then. So you can imagine why it's kind of discouraging to note that at any point, someone could spend money on an OP skill and completely dominate the meta. But let me not get ahead of myself here, because at the end of the day, this is only speculation. Like I said, I can't 100% confirm or not if this system alone confirms that the game is pay to win, since we still don't know if the meta of the game will eventually evolve around skills or not. Chances are the skills in the game currently aren't as broken as people make them out to be, but who's to say that Sega in the future won't make any future skills that they add into the game completely busted? Or worse, add in a new character and give them a character-specific skill that's busted. All we can really do is just wait a bit and see what becomes of the game in the future. But until then, I'll leave it up in the air for you guys to decide whether or not this game, in its current state, is pay to win. In the end, despite the game's controversies, I do think that Sonic Rumble for what it is a fun party game to play, especially with friends. As someone who's not too fond of party royale games, I did for the most part enjoy my time playing this game, even if I didn't win too many of my matches while gathering footage of the gameplay. If you're a Sonic fan, or someone who has a couple of buddies and wants a pretty silly game to mess around in, then I recommend definitely giving this game a shot. After all, it is free to play on both the Play Store and Steam, so you're not losing much out of trying this game out. However, the horrible monetization within the game cannot be ignored. Paying nearly $50 to $100 for one skin in any game, especially one that has FOMO elements inside of it, is completely unacceptable, and definitely makes me question the future of this game if they continue enforcing these practices. It's a shame too, because I genuinely do think that this game has the potential to be the best Sonic mobile game since Sonic Dash and Runners. I mean, it was delayed a lot recently, so it's very disappointing to see that Sega may have plans to turn this game into a cash cow for the Sonic franchise, and if that ends up happening, then this game may not last long on the market. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, as it took me quite a while to make. If you enjoyed it, feel free to leave a like and comment down below your thoughts on Sonic Rumble overall. And if you're satisfied with my content on this channel and want to stay updated on it, feel free to also subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and help me out on my journey to grow an audience. But until then, it's been Mr. Boomer, and I'll see you all next time in any of my future projects. And this is my reminder to stay fresh.